a freewheeling cavalcade of circular motion, thus defined by the octagon table of double-wide mental introspection and dedicated utilitarian outward thinking in defense of zero content. Translation: we ain't got nothing. Oh, hey folks, dude here, coming to you yet again, another iteration of Dude After Dark, and I am doing some work stuff, so give me 1 second here. Hang on, let me get back out of this. Essentially what it is when I'm doing, the on-time, off-time thing with Uber, I can accept reservations. So I'm simply just going through and see if there's any reservations, people needing a ride to the airport. Considering the fact that I'm running a larger SUV, I can carry up to 7 passengers or as many people and bags and other things that I can stuff conveniently in there and make things happen and stuff it into the vehicle. Sound guy, no, sound guy, no. Sound guy, they fit, okay? All right, it's not like I need a sledgehammer and an axe to get everybody into the car. Sound guy, no. What am I, stuffing zombies like cordwood? No. It's not like that at all, sound guy. I don't have to stuff the people into the car. Anyway, so we basically find ourselves now coming up on the namesake therein of this thing known as the Thanksgiving Day celebration. Good stuff like that there, and we're getting ready to do those things of which we need to do because we have to deal with sound guy. No, we don't have to deal with snoo, okay? It's a family get-together where everybody sound guy, it's a family get-together. It's not wee or snoo, okay? It's us getting together, having a family type of gathering. Good stuff like that there, and we shall endeavor and wish to place upon ourselves the best components therein of the family visit, making it something that's not not okay, family events are usually not wee. They're not snoo either, unless you got the really, really wrong kind of family. Trust me on that one. Patriot Fever in the room. Appreciate you coming by, dude. Priming sound guy up for stuffing people. Oh no. Yeah, he might be sound guy. No, sound guy. No, stop. Okay, you're not stuffing anything as long as I can help it. Who knows what he's stuffing, but sound guy is just you're stuffing caca in the turkey. No, sound guy, no. I sometimes he goes into these tangential whatevers, and you really can't tell what he's doing, okay? You really can't tell where he's going with it, but sometimes meep rip. Okay, whatever, okay? So anyway, we are now getting ourselves ready for sound guy. Stop, okay?
I'm trying to think, but
oh, so you're thinking of nothing but turkey, okay? All right. So anyway, sound guy is now fixated on the bird. I'm not a fan of turkey. I'd rather have ham or something other than that. But apparently he's hung up on the turkey. All right. Well, anyway,
come with me if you want.
Sound guy, I have a funny feeling this is going to be what he's going to be doing through the whole show. Is the whole adds new meaning to stuffing the bird, I guess it would be. But anyway, he thinks he's going to have plenty of turkey, and hopefully it's
come with me if you want.
sound guy, what are you even doing? Anyway, so essentially we now found ourselves now hopefully lined up on doing those things that we need to do without sound guy being expressly sound guy. But anyway, so you know what, sound guy, I don't think you forgot to defrost the turkey. No, no. Look in the freezer. Give him a second, folks. He's got to go down the hallway, but give him a sec. He's going to take a look in there and see if the turkey's not defrosted. Patriot smoked turkey, he says, is good. So, sound guy, did you look in the freezer? Right. Is it still frozen? It's still frozen. All right, so now he basically has to deal with a turkey that's...
You dick!
Now he has to defrost the turkey. And if you guys know anything about turkey, it takes a couple days to defrost the turkey. So anyway, he'll be doing something. Well, there is actually a tape of what happened when he went to get the turkey, because, you know, everybody's basically making a run on the stores, getting their turkeys and whatnot. It sounded a little bit like this. And then he found out they had nothing but frozen turkeys. not a happy camper. Anyway, so let's get into the news here and find out what's going on here. And scrolly. Let's see. Scroll. Let me find myself my correct time period here. I really sometimes go really totally over the top with way too many memes. But hang on one second here. Let me scroll. Scrolly. Scroll. Hang on one second here. Oh, okay. No, okay, we're not back. I did find it actually was kind of funny. If you guys heard about the San Francisco visit of Xi Jinping, obviously you can't let a communist dictator come in and see the place completely pooped up. So really all it took was a communist governor cleaning it up for a communist dictator. And then Governor Newsom told the local people, I was doing it for them, not for you. So the thing about it is it took them 2, maybe 3 days at the absolute positively most drawn out affair to get it knocked out, to get San Francisco poop free, as it were. Hey, Sean, appreciate you coming over, dude. So basically it became a case of they got the thing cleaned up in 3 days when a communist dictator was coming to visit, rather than the normal people that live there. And they were telling them on no uncertain terms, sorry, it's not in the budget. We can't do it. Sorry, we can't basically step all over these people's rights and privileges to poop everywhere and sleep anywhere. We just can't do these things. That is until a communist dictator comes in from a communist nation and Gavin Newsom wants to brown nose to the nth degree. That is the only way that's going to have happen. Patriot Fever, would it be safe to tell Joe Kaka it's safe to drop a frozen turkey into a hot oil fryer? Oh man. I had a rider this morning. We were talking about that as I was dropping her off to work, and she's like, yeah, I was watching the news and they did a demonstration. They dropped the turkey in the oil fryer and it washed up onto this dummy, and it's like before you knew it, the dummy was like completely just engulfed. I mean, it was just smoking. Like, you don't want to know. Yeah, like completely completely hosed. Could be said that then that Mr. W is
Fatality.
yeah, he was just what? No, he's dead, okay? Sound guy, fire fighters, not fire farters. Anyway, which we find ourselves now looking at these stories in hand. I haven't heard about this one or not, but supposedly the pissy P word. How do I say this without saying this about um, Kevin McCarthy? But just he's really just yeah, he's a P meow. He's a P meow. So anyway, pissy P meow pushes political pal. The story coming in from truthpress.com. McCarthy is accused of physically attacking a GOP colleague who helped him remove him as speaker. So supposedly what he did was he came up behind a guy, basically elbowed him in the back or some such, and he's like got called a jerk or something. It was Representative Tim Burkett, Representative Republican from Tennessee, accused McCarthy of coming up and took a cheap shot from behind. Quote, you don't expect this sort of thing from an adult, certainly not one who was third in line for the White House. And Burkett told reporters that McCarthy's actions seemed, quote unquote, deliberate. Quote, I'll take a polygraph test. I'll have Kevin take a polygraph test. It was deliberate. It was just a cheap shot by a bully. Now it was a cheap shot by a wimpy little, P meow, who basically got booted out of office because he's a suck up little puke and unworthy of the position. Now, speaking of somebody else who is not unworthy of the position, this guy, I like this guy. So essentially what happened is there was a Senate committee taking place, and of all things, Senator Bernie Sanders, the guy that kind of talks like this. He sounds like the Aardvark from the Anthony Aardvark show. Yeah, so the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, or the HELP Committee hearing, the players were U.S. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, representative from Oklahoma, and Teamsters boss Sean O'Brien. And eventually, Senator Sanders had to stop in and stop the fight. So anyway, Mullen is a former MMA fighter and successful businessman, quoted from a post O'Brien made on X, formerly Twitter, in which the union boss attacked Mullen and pretended he was, quote, self-made and being a clown and a fraud. So, quote, quit the tough guy act, and he said at hearings, you know where to find me, anywhere, anytime, anytime. Oh, wow. Where to find me, anywhere, anytime, cowboy. Mullen read from O'Brien's post, challenging the senator to a fight. Then Mullen called O'Brien's bluff. Sir, this is the time. This is the place. You want to run your mouth? We be two consenting adults. We can finish it here. O'Brien said, okay, that's fine. Perfect. Mullen's like, you want to do it now? O'Brien, I'd love to do it right now. Mullen, well, stand your butt up then. O'Brien, you stand your butt up. Mullen then stood up and touched his wedding band as if to take it off before throwing it down in the middle of the Senate hearing before Senator Sanders jumped in and scrambled to calm everybody down. You're in the Senate. You have to project yourself in a realm of responsibility. So responsible. It was actually really funny to see the whiny old communist guy stopping these two guys from whopping the crap out of each other. I'm thinking that this Sean O'Brien dude, he basically looks, if you would, like basically like the bald baby. He kind of looks like the bald baby about like age 60 something. And he about ready to got stomped. I would have just if I was Senator Mr. Senator, you got to not do these things. I would have said, okay, you two take it outside, get it out of your system, and then come back. That's what I would have said. I was like, you know what? We're going to handle this like the good old days where there was actual duels, fights, and other things taking place because your positions were strong. I'm thinking this O'Brien guy would have just gotten stomped, and it would have been absolutely uproarious to watch Mullen coming in, basically like, brushing off the dirt, brushing off his shirt, and going, yeah, that was about 3 minutes. It was mostly 2 minutes walking out there and 1 minute him talking smack and me about 10 seconds knocking him on the ground. So anyway, that's what I would have. Oh, I would have loved to have seen that happen. He's like, you know what? If you're gonna talk smack, you might get slapped, and it would have been uproarious to see. It should have happened, and Sanders should have just stopped being chicken. What's wrong, Colonel Sanders? Chicken? Oh man. I don't know if you guys saw this gathering, but there was actually a fairly large pro-Israel gathering. Of all things, Hakeem Jeffries was there, as basically the minority puke for the Democrat side. He was actually there. He's got a history, though. So I don't put anything up to the credence of saying that you have the minor whip, if you will, showing up at one of these pro-Israel gatherings. I don't put a lot of credence on it. I really tend to think the guy's basically sucking up, trying to get some good press, and actually trying to make the Democrats not look so anti-Semitic as to which they have in recent memory, because they kind of are. They really kind of are. Pedro Fever. Yeah, absolutely, man. The dude's got a set of nuts. Pedro Fever in the room was saying Senator Mullen for the next Trump Secretary of Defense. I could see that. That'd be good. See one second. There's an old saying in the military. Anybody that's commissioned officer, butter bar lieutenant, or basically, the guy that's very, very, very junior, very, very not learned on the ways of the world, really needs to listen to the commissioned officers who are like much more like in it, been there, done that. Those are the guys you really want to, attach yourself to and go, hey, Sergeant Major, if you were to blah, 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 what do you think? Sir, I would take it under advisement. I would blah, 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 blah. And I would not do it like that. I would do it like this. And usually if they're smart until they get that, going from gold to silver, they become much more notable and nuanced in how to do it. And they actually get some experience off the guys that's been there, done that, got all the t-shirts, been all the rides. That's really what you want to, aspire to. You want to talk to those guys. So anyway, like I said, basically you got the bottom rung, you got your O1 going all the way up to your generals. Well, the saying in the military is simply this. You basically have a rank officer that's doing the gig until they get that first star. And then once they get that first star, they're now an aspiring politician seeking to get more stars. Now, I can tell you for a fact, it's actually kind of cool when you do run into a general, but it's rare. I mean, I've actually run into the commanding general of like a base before, and it's like da 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 da. Oh, afternoon, sir. Basically snap the salute. Basically, he snaps the salute back. Say, yeah, I do. And basically make our ways through. But it's you're always the first one to notice the star. That's just one of those things you really, truly need to do. Now, the other thing, too, is also, I can tell you for a fact, just jumping sides a little bit. Being a Marine, we dovetail with the Navy. When it comes to officers, ranks, and all that filigree and all the rest of that stuff, that's an officer, man. I don't know what rank is from the other. I really, truly don't care. That's an officer, and I will treat them like an officer from bottom rung all the way to top rung. Those are pretty much officers. The commission guys, you can pretty much tell. Mostly what it is obviously you're looking at placement of things and you're looking like what color stuff is. That's how you know. So anyway, going back to what I was saying here, Jeffries, I don't trust this guy. I really, truly don't trust him. And could be said that pretty much he's going to be that guy that's going to stick his snoot in somewhere going, no, I was there. See how much I really, truly care about these things? Yeah. In a related one I got posted up on my Facebook, absolutely. I cannot begin to tell you how much joy I find in the humor and ribald satire from BabylonB.com. But, oh, my stars and garters, they really tickle me. So their quote-unquote story, Newsom Sir is homeless. They can be resumed pooping on sidewalks once his boss leaves. And they're talking about Xi Jinping. Oh, man. Now, if you wish to not offend anybody, also in the Babylon B store, They have a politically correct form of snack food for which you to enjoy and not insult anybody while maintaining your proper melanin deficient skin tone. Yes, they're talking about you obtaining the Caucasian Jack t-shirt. Such a lovely snack food. Yes, you can eat this while you're watching African American Panther on your television on the Disney thing. Scrolly. Um, this one I find absolutely hilarious. This is one of those classic nature abhors a vacuum things. And I cannot do it justice. I truly cannot do it justice. But anyway, what the storyline is essentially it's coming in from AmericanJournalDaily.com. So, moving immigrants to crappy, cold ass towns with no jobs might make them move home. So, coming in from Daily Mail, Chicago has become such an unpleasant place that the immigrants are fleeing back to Venezuela after being dumped in shelters and refused better paying jobs. Now, Illinois' harsh winters, lack of immigrant infrastructure, and ambivalent support from the locals has made many people who undertook the harsh U.S.-Mexico border journey to actually turn around and go back home. So, Thor's hammer, make the place crappy and they'll leave. Patron fever. I think the easiest thing to say it was a communist sucking up to his communist boss. See, that was easy. That was very easy. Scrolly. I don't know if you guys caught up with this one. There's a video I posted up on Facebook. Came in from Twitter, and it's Trump going into, I believe it was like one of the WWE wrestling matches or something. So you have Trump, obviously, all the Secret Service surrounding him and whatnot. So Trump is walking in. Right next to him is Kid Rock. Kid Rock's walking in beside him. He's got a glass of beer, and he's basically like, "Hey, how you guys doing? You know, hey, you know." And what song is playing as both of them are walking into this packed house arena? American Badass from Kid Rock. So I don't know if that's like a Schrodinger cat thing or what, but you're saying you're walking into a place surrounded by a bunch of people, you know, with a former president at your arm, drinking a beer with your music playing. I don't know if I can think of anything cooler than to be Kid Rock at that moment and basically, you know, the former U.S. president to be right there. Just give me 1 second here. That's a cup of Tigger juice, and I threw some espresso in there. So it's righteous. Why? Because I have instant espresso in my closet. Why? Because I like it. Let's see. Scrolly. Scrolly. This is one of those ones. Hang on a sec. I got this one sound guy. I'll find. I got this one sound guy. It might just take me a second to find it. Hang on 1 second here. Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second. I know it's in here somewhere. I gotta remember how I had it phrased. Let's see. What did I have it as? It's going to take me a second. This is one of those annoying things where I don't have a sound file drug aside to go, yep, this is the one I needed. Yeah, that's the one I needed. So, let me scroll. I might have to actually cheat this one. I might have to actually cheat this one. No, I can't find it. That's one of those buzzkill things that happens every once in a while, you know. I hate when I do that stuff myself. And it's like, then it's like the big send up, and I actually do play the sound, and you guys are like, oh, okay, that's it. Oh, man. Mm-mm-mm. How can I do this? And, I'm really I know I'm giving it a lot of build up here, and I'm really just, now more than slightly annoyed I can't find what I'm looking for. So annoying. Um, mm. That's just a pisser. It's just a royal pisser. It's really annoying when I do these things to myself too. Uh, uh, no, it's not. No, it's not that at all, sound guy. It's another sound. It's another sound, and I got it somewhere. Okay, that's what I had it listed under. Okay, sorry, folks. So let me do the real quick cheat here and give it the big send. But it took me a while to find it. I'm so sorry here, but it will be worth it. That's right. We're going to be using the THS sound to announce this very month. This month, October, the year of our Lord 2023, and we have now crushed a major milestone. Actually, Patriot Fever, I don't know what Kid Rock was drinking, but it was beer. I can only assume it wasn't Bud Light. Anyway, according to the major milestone that's been crushed, ammoland.com. Posted up today, posted up on the 13th of this month. So a couple days back, obviously, a couple days back. Sorry, I missed it when it happened, but I got it now. October, Nick's gun sale. So Nick's would be the National Instant Check. And essentially what that is the gun shop logs into a computer, goes, here's this guy's information, boop. Now, in some states in the union, you get instant delivery. Basically, what it is it comes back, dude's cool, you get the gun, you walk out right there and there. In my state of Maryland, there is a 8 or 10 day waiting period. I forget which. I think it's 8 days. So the thing about it is if you get cleared, you get cleared. If you get knocked out instantly, you don't get the GAT. Anyway, so what's going on now? October Nick sales for USA private stock of firearms has now crushed 500 million bang bangs. So essentially what we got now is the American population owns a 500 billion guns. Federal government, you ain't getting them back. Plain and simple, you are not getting them back. Could be said, very simply put, it ain't happening. Good luck in that regard. You're not going to get them back. Anyway, so way, shape, and form, which we find ourselves here to get to the article real fast. As expected, last month's article, gun sales increased in October, according to figures released by the FBI Instant Background Check System, or the NICS, NICS. Gun sales were about 1.33 million for October 2023, roughly 9% increase over the gun sales figure for October 2022. 1.33 million gun sales makes October 2023 the third highest October for gun sales. Checks done in the NICS system in October 2023 were about 2.26 million, making October 2023 the sixth highest number of checks done in October since the first October in the system was recorded in 1999. The number of gun sales and NICS checks are not a 1-to-1 ratio. Many more NICS checks are done than firearm sales. NICS checks are done for gun permits and other purposes. One NICS check can be used to sell more than one gun. People qualifying permits in 25 states can use their carry permit to purchase guns without going through additional NICS checks. The number of NICS checks done per gun sold varies above and below about 2 NICS checks for each gun sold. An increase in gun sales were predicted for October because of the Hamas raid in Israel, where there was over 1,400 Israeli deaths. Many, if not most of them, were non-combatants. In response, Israel got to modifying its strict gun control policies. Before 1900s, understood tribal warfare was indiscriminate. The idea of rules of warfare are fairly recent, with St. Augustine providing some commentary and St. Thomas Aquinas in the 13th century developing a robust theory of quote-unquote just war. For both sides to agree to rules of war, there must be similarity of culture to the opposing sides. In most of history, no such rules of warfare existed. Hamas ready to expose the world to a brutal reality. Those who have weapons and those who use them will be effectively opposed by others with weapons who will use them. The same lesson can be shown in the Ukraine conflict with Ukraine and Russia. The surge of antipathy towards Jews in the world and the United States resulted in many Jews realizing they need to have weapons in order to protect themselves. This part of the trend accelerated in the world has become more chaotic and less predictable. No, what happened is basically the governments are dicking around and they're letting the butt bugs loose and do these things, and they are able to do some unscrupulous stuff and they don't get called on it. Scrolly. So basically, this is all good stuff. Federal government basically is now probably just crapping themselves at night to go, oh no, they have too many. We can't stop them. Dude, you couldn't have stopped us 60 years ago, so you're sure not going to stop us now. Just give me 1 second here. And I'm talking about the first Gun Control Act of 1968. Not 1934, that was machine guns. I'm talking the Gun Control Act of 1968, which was an answer to the death of Kennedy and, JFK and RFK. That one got pushed over the hump, and it is a pretty unscrupulous piece of legislation. It needs to go the way of the dodo because really it doesn't help anybody. If anything, it makes it harder for people overseas to get their stuff, harder for us to obtain our stuff. And of course, there was that whole thing about shutting down Russian imports on firearms, shutting down other things that we probably could obtain and utilize. Why? Because that's just how we roll. Scrolly. This one I found very, very interesting. So if you guys know about her, we're talking about Rashida Tlaib, that Jew-hating, screaming Mimiite from the squad, alongside of, Ilhan Omar, just two members of just really just obnoxiously nasty anti-Semitic puke, doing their thing daily, saying how bad Jews suck because, how bad it is for the guys in Gaza, even though the guys in Gaza kind of brought it upon themselves by messing with the Israelis. Don't smack the lion if you want the lion not to bite your head off. Anyway, coming in from AmericanJournalDaily.com, Rashida Tlaib has now come in as having a secret Facebook group. That's right, folks. There is a bunch of screaming Mimiite, hate you kind of guys on Facebook. It's a hidden group. I found the group, and it is I think it's really interesting that Facebook is owned by a Jew, and he's giving cover to anti-Semitic racist Arabs in a secret group. So, basically coming in from Fox News, the Michigan Democrat is a member of the Palestinian American Congress group on Facebook. The group is hidden from non-members. It does not appear on the platform's search engine, although Fox News Digital was able to gain access to it. The group's founder, according to Fox News, has extensive ties to Tlaib and has been linked to other liberal politicians. Mahir Abdel Qadar, the founder, has been criticized for his anti-Semitic social media posts, including questioning if the Holocaust ever occurred. The Palestinian American Congress group has promoted pro-Hamas posts through the following horrific October 7th attack on Israel. Members have posted calls to get rid of Israel and its people. On October 12th, one group member posted, quote, "We don't want to throw you in the sea. We want you to write it back where you came from," according to Fox News. A picture of an elderly Israeli woman and a Hamas fighter holding her captive was next to the message. Well, now here's the thing. I did find that group, and of course I couldn't log into it without joining it. And them taking a look at me, well, I wouldn't have a chance. I'd be about the same thing as a snowball's chance at hell. So what happened there was I looked at the group. This is the interesting part, folks. They got outed, and they got very, very publicly outed. So here's what happened. I found the group. How many members was there? One. There was one member publicly notable on the page of the group. One member. So that strikes me as kind of interesting to say, oh yeah, there's nothing really going on here. The place is kind of quiet. There's nothing really going on. It's pretty chill. Nah, not so much. No, there's really something else going on there. And the reason why something else is going on there is because now you are trying to be duplicitous and hide your actions. Translation, you lifted up the rock, saw the stuff that was underneath, and Thor's hammer smacked its dirty little head. So these guys now probably formed another secret group that Facebook obviously won't really make notable. But the thing is, if you know what to look for, Facebook is kind of forced to show you what it is. Even though you can't access it, and even though it's supposed to be a secret group, they still show you the page. And I do find it interesting that it's showing only one member. Now, I think in the settings for a page, you can actually say how many members do you actually show publicly, and they probably got that locked out, or all of their members did. Oh snap! Let's get out of here before we get found out. Bad news. You probably had somebody already snooping around in there, and you are found out. There probably is member lists that have been acquired, probably tabulated, and you guys are now a known quantity. Okay, so that little we're gonna try to hide in plain sight thing, I don't think it's working anymore. I think you got caught. I think you got found out, and I think essentially what's gonna have happen there is, if nothing else, even if you're not on a true, terrorist watch list, I think that there's some other guys who might not be government organizations put you on their own private terrorist watch list. And I think when the next administration rolls around, that's not quite so Democrat, you guys might be in a little bit of trouble because you might be getting looked at. And I don't care what the DOJ says and the FBI says about, how much they hate Trump and everything. You get the right guy running places, and you get the idea of we're going to cut your budget if you don't actually do your job. They might actually kowtow and actually, toe the line a little bit more. All right. So anyway, yeah. So she's still a piece of, how do I say this without saying this? I got this one, sound guy. How do you say this without saying this? You simply just say,
you asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Rashida Tlaib, you just, you're complete and total. Yeah, big stinking piles of, bull splat. Yeah, but yeah, she's really a big stinking pile of bull splat. Let's see. Scroll. I really was drawing a major blank before I came up with the sound. I cannot believe I did that. I mean, normally I'm pretty fast on the draw on that one, but stuff happens. Anyway, no, sound guy, stop. Really? Okay, I got something for you, sound guy. This day on Man with a Frozen Turkey in a Freezer, we'll be watching sound guy try to cook a frozen turkey all day long. This week on He Can't Cook. Oh yeah, the joke drum thing. That's his answer. Sorry, sound guy, you got to deal with a dead bird. A really dead bird. I think he just pitched it out the window. All right, wait, he's tired of messing with a frozen chicken. Okay, frozen turkey. Sorry. Scrolly. So yeah, I do actually have a screenshot of that Rashida Tlaib thing, and it is kind of interesting to see what it is for what it is. Speaking of things, this is arguably just it's I don't know if it's painful to watch, but man, I'll tell you what, it is definitely, like, I can say it's funny. And I mean, there's no other way to say it for what it is, but man, it is absolutely one of those hilarious moments where Disney's like, oh no, we're in charge. We know exactly what we're doing. Yeah. Oh man. But anyway, Disney is at it again, and man, are they really doing it into the
No zone.
oh yeah, it's just it is painful to watch. Anyway, looking at the latest movie they put out that's falling into the MCU or the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and now it's the extended Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, here's the thing about it is, let me just do one really quick search here, real fast. I'm going to keep myself honest. Let me keep myself honest here. It is. Hang on 1 second here. Um, it might take a second here to scroll down and find everything I need to know. It is well, it started well, okay, that's the timeline. I don't want to see the timeline. I want to see the actual movies it was. Um they keep flashing the timeline. Hang on a second here. I'm gonna have to just short run it on Google. The list of the movies. How many Marvel movies there on the MCU? There's 33 movies with at least 11 more in various stages of development. Okay, so 33 movies. All right, let's just do this thing from north to south. I'm kind of a geek. I know these things. Okay, anyway, so looking at the films, the very first one. Iron Man 2008, Incredible Hulk 2008, Iron Man 2 2010, Thor 2011, Captain America First Avenger 2011, The Avengers 2012, Iron Man 3 2013, Thor Dark World 2013, Captain America Winter Soldier 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy First One 2014, Avengers Age of Ultron 2015, Ant-Man 2015. That one's kind of lame. Captain America Civil War 2016, Doctor Strange, very first one, 2016. Guardians of the Galaxy #2, 2017. Spider-Man Homecoming, 2017. Now, this coming in kind of one of those interesting things about Spider-Man that most people don't know. And it's kind of one of those geek things where you kind of have to know about it. Excuse me, so I need this swig of tea juice. Of all the Marvel characters, the only one that Marvel didn't get as a handshake when they sold to Disney is Spider-Man. Spider-Man is still owned by Sony. So when Sony says, okay, I'll let you use Spider-Man for this movie, could you possibly throw us a couple guys for our movie? There's kind of a handshake on that one. And it's kind of almost one way because Disney has the big, how do I say this without saying this? It's like yeah, they got the big
balls of steel.
Yeah, they got the big
Balls.
Yep, balls. They got the big balls. Yeah, they got the big balls. So anyway, Disney has the big balls, and they pretty much control the lion's share of the namesake of Spider-Man. But they don't really have Spider-Man because it's still owned by Sony. So anyway, going back to the list, I left off on Spider-Man Homecoming, which was 2017. Thor Ragnarok, which kind of sucked, was also in 2017. Black Panther, that is a standout movie in the realm of all of these movies. In my personal opinion, Black Panther is a standout movie. Chadwick Boseman, damn. I mean, he absolutely nailed the role as the leader of Wakanda, the Black Panther, Chief, T'Challa. He nailed that role. And I thought it was really cool that they showed like the individual personalities of the African tribes. They're very distinct individuals. I mean, I thought that was really kind of cool. So Avengers Infinity War, 2018. Ant-Man and the Wasp, blower, 2018. Captain Marvel, major blower. Now, here's the thing that's kind of sick is Captain Marvel actually did not bad. I mean, it was like $152 to $175 million to make it, and it made $1.131 billion. So it made scads of cash, all right? But it was also a setup for like the Scroll Wars and some other stuff. I mean, there's some finite little tweaky stuff. You got to watch the end credits, and you have to watch those little vignettes at the end credits. You got to watch those things. So 2019 was Avengers Endgame, obviously, where they kicked Thanos' ass, or Thanos kicks our ass. That's what it is. Thanos kicks our ass. Spider-Man Far From Home was 2019. And then they have the Multiverse Saga, which is like the stage 4 and stage 6, known as the Multiverse. So Black Widow in 2021, kind of not great. It was all right, not great. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I never even heard of that movie. So that's September 2021. Eternals in 2021. Spider-Man No Way Home in 2021. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which was kind of really not great. But I do like coming back. I do think he's kind of interesting in that one. So Doctor Strange is kind of like a sidestep, but it has some moments. Thor, Love and Thunder, absolute total suckfest. That one's in 2022 as well. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, complete and absolute suckfest. They basically had, Chadwick Boseman, terminal cancer, dies in the production between the 1 and 2 movies. So they need a fallback. What do? Oh, T'Challa's in the other room. He's sick and poisoned and dying. His sister takes over and becomes the Black Panther. Weak sauce. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, 2023. Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. It's okay. Marvels. This is where we're at right now. Marvels, November 2023. Deadpool 3 is coming out in July 2024. Captain America, Brave New World, February 2025. Fantastic Four, again, 2025. Thunderbolts, 2025. Blade, A Next Blade, 2025. Avengers, Kang Dynasty, 2026. Avengers, Secret Wars, 2027. Yes. Kevin Feige is like riding this thing and making money like you don't want to know. James Gunn as well. Bad juju. So anyway, let's go over here to The Marvels, which is the current movie that they're currently rocking right now. Now, remember, Captain Marvel, $1.3 billion, made some serious cake. 1.31, whatever it was, $1 billion. It made cake. The latest Marvel Cinematic Universe film, The Marvels, has tanked at the box office. The critics are blaming woke moves by Disney and the film's cast and crew for a poor showing. Why? It's an all-female cast of Captain Marvel. Just give me 1 second here. Now, I love this ironic depiction that they give here. Starring Brie Larson, quote, The Marvels is a sequel to 2019's Captain Marvel and features a quote-unquote diverse all-female cast, which garnered cheers but saw the director call the criticisms an unnecessary distraction. Film consultant David A. Gross said, this opening is unprecedented Marvel box office collapse, according to the Post-Millennial. Disney struggled in recent years with progressive portrayals in films that have left critics salivating at the chance to take a multi-billion-dollar company down on Pega 2. Among its notable failures included the remake of The Little Mermaid, starring black actress Halle Berry, which have provoked outrage, especially in Asia, where the consumers argued the choice ran counter to their image of a traditionally white namesake character. Earlier this year, The Elementals, an animated film about the lives of cartoon chemical elements that featured a non-binary character, also fared poorly. The blowback has led to some of the lowest stock valuations in Disney in years and massive drop-offs in Disney Plus subscription service. Now, remember last week where I told you guys about Disney Plus is crapping out and it's becoming something else? No, I think because I got the news story this week. That's right. Disney Plus is crapping out. It's going to become Hulu because they already own Hulu. So it's going to be Hulu. Disney, you guys really are just sound guy. How else do you say it? But just,
Come
Actually, we're talking Disney here, so there's got to be. It's got to be different. You got to do it different. You got to glitz it up more, sound guy. It's got to be more Disney. You know what I'm trying to say here. It's got to be more Disney. More. Amp it up.
Come on, squeal.
There you go.
You sick little monkey.
Okay, I don't know if I would have gone that far, but I think we're talking about Disney becoming. Could be coming down on monkey feces. Anyway, yeah, Disney, you're kind of sucking wind, buddy. Uh, Oh, I love this part. While fanboy hate may be the culprit, as liberal author Stephen King claims, the failure of the Marvels is another sign of the power that conservatives hold over the economy. Companies like Bud Light, Target, Ben & Jerry's, Skittles, and even sports franchises like the LA Dodgers have suffered blowback after taking a woke stance with the transgender accommodations that led to boycotts as conservatives pressure the brands to step away from virtue signaling and back towards basic customer service. Folks, that's really all anybody wants. You ask anybody, they really truly don't give two craps who you do. But looking at things in my realm of point and parcel and bit of reference and all the rest of that fun stuff, there's a couple main things we take as basically paramount virtues therein. One, you do it on your own time. Two, we don't want to see it, hear it, know about it, or be anywhere anything to do with it, okay? Number three, we don't want to pay for it. Number four, when you say something blows up because of your lifestyle choices, we really, truly don't want to pay for it. That is you doing things on your own accord, with your own choices and your own way of doing stuff. And when it goes Captain Kaboom, you are the ones who did it to yourselves. Take responsibility for your own actions. You did that and made that happen. Scrolly. Oh, this one was going to be removing Alejandro Mayorkas, but instead of pushing it to a committee, they have had eight Republicans help them keep that piece of monkey puke in office, screwing up the policies, screwing up the agenda, making sure that the lower third of the United States is wide the fakaka duty open. And these guys can just cruise right in. Of course, you're enabling all the bad guys, all the coyotes, all the cartels, all the rest of this happy horse mess. These guys are basically rolling in and they're not having a single thing to worry about because Mayorkas is like, it's all good, man. Come on in. It's cool. Yeah. So these eight, remember these guys on election day. Representative Ken Buck, Republican, Colorado. Representative Darrell Issa, big surprise there, Republican, California. Republican Tom McClintock, Republican, California. Republican Patrick McHenry, with a name like that, you think it'd be a patriot, but no, he's not. Republican, North Carolina. Republican John Duarte, Republican, California. Republican, Virginia Fox, with two X's. Republican, North Carolina. Republican, Cliff Bentz, Republican, Oregon. And Representative Mike Turner, Republican, Ohio. All of these individuals need to be drummed out on their ears and given an unceremonious kick to the backside to tell them you are doing things against your constitutional vows that you took when you swore to defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And oh yeah, that might even be, insurrection with a small I. Yeah. That would be defined as giving aid and comfort to the enemy while removing security from these sovereign United States. Yeah, that's insurrection. Not the kind of crap you're trying to foist on, Donald John Trump. That's insurrection. When you enable foreign invaders, that is insurrection. Scroll, 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 scrolly, scroll, 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 scrolly, scrolly, scroll, 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 scrolly, scroll, scroll, scroll. Oh my word. Hang on a sec. I gotta find the appropriate sound effect for this one. This one. Oh, it's there's no other way to say it. I'm gonna have to go very Rush Limbaugh and come up with a theme for this guy. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about, of all things, the update on Dylan Mulvaney and the Bud Light trial. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. We're going to be talking about Dylan Mulvaney. Yep, him. And of course, Bud Light. Delightful. Anyway, so Bud Light has lost an estimated $30 to $40 billion for the low price of what it took to actually pay Mulvaney for his beer can gig. Now, does anybody in the room want to take a stab at what this butt puke actually made doing this? Would you think like millions of dollars? Would you think like high hundreds of thousands of dollars? Would you think tens of thousands of dollars? Well, I think Bud Light actually made a really bad investment because they basically spent $185,000 to pay for Dylan Mulvaney to put his mug, not her, not Sherm, not Shim, but Herm. No, him. It's definitely him. It's him. Put his mug on the Bud can and lose 30 or 40 billion dollars. So it basically got posted up that that's what he got paid. Coming in from truthpress.com. And we are now looking at the marketing terms got leaked. So scrolly. Quote from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, Bud Light at the time told Panic distributors the following, quote, "This was one single can that was given to one social media influencer. It was not made for production of sale or for the general public. Quote, this can is not a formal campaign or endorsement." According to the call and financial disclosure shared by Crowder, Bud Light paid $185,000 to Mulvaney. And it's actually posted up on X from Stephen Crowder. But I cannot do this justice, man. That is like the worst investment ever. So essentially, they basically, I can't even do the math in my head, but holy crap. I mean, you didn't even spend $200,000 and you lost like 30 billion, plus a huge chunk of market share, which has now been taken over by Modelo Negro or like, Miller Lite or a bunch of other beers are like, hey, we're yellow and cold, drink us instead. So anyway, that's where we found ourselves in that one. And oh my stars and garters, I cannot begin to tell you just how much it cracks me up to see the math. And dude, you guys, if you're gonna do this, you really just no. Yeah, you just you really sound guy. What are you going on about now?
Ew!
Oh, ew, Dookie. Okay, so you're calling Dylan Mulvaney Dookie?
Ew!
Anyway, so sound guy, stop. Okay, so now you're saying he's a weak fart in a hurricane. Thank you so very much. He gets into the fart column, and Stop.
Fatality.
Chill. Anyway, Scrolly. I don't know if you heard about this one or not. This one, I can't put a second source on it, but it was kind of interesting to hear. But supposedly on November 19, there was some major storm activity in the Gaza/Israel area, and supposedly some of those Hamas tunnels got flooded. Wonder if that would be like one of those calling upon the Almighty type of things, or it just maybe just has happened. Yeah. No other way to say this one except for what it is, but I'm going to call this one for what it is. But this libtard pile of monkey puke, he is just a braying, profane, idiotic, libtard dirtbag. I mean, that's the only way I could really say it. Just give me 1 second here. I mean, if he says anything that's not four-letter related and has anything that's predominantly intelligibly not like curse written, I'd be shocked. But anyway, so coming in now, it's essentially the situation where Michael Rappaport basically is screaming left tight, Mimi, like you don't want to know, level depth of breath. I cannot even begin to express to you, but if you look him up, the very first thing he does, he basically calls everybody an F word this, and a mother F word that, and this, C rooster vacuum. Rooster, that's about the nicest way I could say, rooster vacuum, and all the rest of these fun things in which he calls people. So basically he calls everybody a
You rooster vacuum.
Thanks, sound guy. Anyway, so basically it's a situation where he's just his verbiage essentially for him to not curse is really hard trial. I mean, the guy just simply cannot do it. But anyway, so he says from the Daily Caller, which is just a profoundly amazing news source on its own accord. But anyway, from the Daily Caller, quote, if it comes down to pig, how do I say this without saying this, sound guy? Hang on a sec. I got this one, okay? This oh, here we go. If it comes down to pig,
dick,
Donald Trump, or smoking Joe Biden, I'm sorry. I'm voting for pig,
dick.
Donald Trump is on the table, Rappaport stated. I'm sorry. I still call him slob,
dick,
Donald Trump, pig,
dick,
Donald Trump, and all that. But we need to get this whole chucking situation under control. The thing about it is this guy really, he's a loud, rude, brash, obnoxious libtard. And even he is going, oh, snap, things are really, really getting bad. Dude, you live in New York City, okay? You're paying profound amounts of unbelievably high tax load, fee structure. Everywhere you turn around, things are really expensive. I cannot begin to tell you the last time went across the GW Bridge, it wasn't profoundly expensive. And it's one of those situations where you find yourself, anything that you're trying to do, operation therein, or merely simply existing in New York City. Oh, my stars and garters. It's like profoundly, unbelievably, ridiculously expensive for no good reason. Essentially, you find yourself residing there and you're getting positively daily pocket raped and your wallet's screaming in pain and torment. It is not a great place in which to do business or reside. And that's why a lot of people are leaving because, it is what it is. Also, never mind the fact, they're putting out tons and tons and tons of cash for all the illegals, deferring that money from, necessary services. They're reducing the police. They're reducing the fire department. They're reducing all kinds of other things to defer to non-paying individuals, non-taxed individuals, foreign invaders who are residing in the state illegally. You can always vote with your feet. You can always vote with your wallet. People are leaving New York City. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not. This one kind of sucks. This one's actually kind of sad. But there was a Taylor Swift concert that was taking place in Where's it again? Having a brain fart. Oh, it was in Brazil. So there was a concert taking place in Brazil, and it was in Rio de Janeiro. It's a performance of Rio de Janeiro's Estadio Nilton Santos. So essentially, what that is basically like a festival they have down there. But it was unbelievably hot down there. The crowd was all stuffed together, and they didn't allow anybody to bring any water bottles in. So even Taylor Swift was handing out water bottles to the people. Well, unfortunately, there was an attendee who suffered a cardiac arrest there. So Anna Clara Benavides succumbed to a heart issue. So she basically had a cardiac event. They transported her off. They revived her. And unfortunately, she eventually expired. So they said the temperature of the 3-hour show exceeded 100 degrees. Swift repeatedly asked security to provide water bottles to audience members. Quote, there's people that need water right now. Maybe 30, 35, 40 feet back. Swift was heard saying to security in a clip posted to social media. So whoever's in charge of giving that, just make sure it happens. Can I get a signal when you know where they are? Wow. So she was actually handing out water bottles to the fans too, but the only thing I got to say is, really bad music unfortunately kills people. This one is actually kind of sad, and I'm really gonna jump, back to like the early sound bites. So give me 1 second here, and we're gonna be talking about, of all things, we're gonna be talking about the
Chinese Communist coronavirus infection. Claw shots.
Yeah, so we're talking about the
Claw shots.
Yeah, and I don't really have to worry about it anymore because there's no more.
Fact check.
Nope. So we're going to be talking about the
Chinese Communist coronavirus infection. Claw shots.
And so she went and got the clot shot, and unfortunately, no, sound guy, it was more traumatic than that. Yeah, so she's now screwed, and she is saying, "Hey, AstraZeneca,
Fatality.
Okay, and she's sound guy. She's not dead. She's jacked up. Okay, she's not dead. So an Australian actress. Oh, well, they're saying. Oh, I hate when they do this. An Australian actor. Okay, there's a female, an Australian actress who got the COVID jab while living in the UK has been told of a heartbreak after suffering a devastating heart side effect of the clot shot. So February 2020, just weeks after the COVID ripped through the globe, Mellie Stewart was enjoying a standing ovation in Belfast for her role in the musical Kiss Me Kate. Now, the 42-year-old struggles to put a sentence together, speaking only slowly and grieving for a successful stage career, which she's lost. So she's a victim of a rare side effect of the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine, which she received in May 2021 as part of the nation's historic jab rollout. Like a handful of other Brits, she suffered a devastating blood clot complication of the jab, resulting in a stroke that robbed her of ability to walk and talk. So Mrs. Stewart, along with other claimants, is now taking AstraZeneca to court, with her husband Ben Lewis saying they were misled by the government over the jab's safety. Folks, we told you this. We told you this in the perpetuity. We told you it many, many, many times. Anytime you're messing around with that stuff, it is just, it's bad, okay? It's bad. And anytime you got the shot,
that's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Well, because once you get it in, you can't take it out. You have got the
Chinese Communist coronavirus infection. Claw shots.
into perpetuity, because once you put it in, you can't take it out, because now it is a mRNA or a modified RNA device that is in your body playing with things, and it's just gonna you up, okay? There's no other way to say it except for what it is. It's now in there doing its thing, and it's just okay. So anyway, when the mRNA is in your body, you cannot remove it because now it's bonded. It's bonded to your blood cells. It's bonded to your white cells. Sound guy, what are you doing? It's bonded to all your body's cells. Okay, it's in there, all right? Anyway.
You good juggling thunder crunch!
Okay, well, anyway, once it's in there, you got it. It's not coming out. She's got it. She's now suing, and she's jacked. So basically, 14 days after the jab, had a strange feeling on the right side of the body, tried to get out of bed but collapsed, rushed to the hospital, quickly lost all ability to walk and speak. So scan revealed that the stroke had took place in 2 blood clots that would form in the main vein of her brain, and the battle to save her life, eventually being forced to remove part of her skull in a desperate bid to reduce the pressure building up in her brain. So investigations revealed she's a victim of vaccine-induced thrombocytopenic thrombosis, or basically it's a blood clot. VITT is a complication of AstraZeneca COVID vaccine, was mistaken in clinical trials, or actually was missed. It occurs when the immune system mistakenly attacks a normal component of the blood called platelet factor 4, causing clumps that go on to form blood clots. So she spent the next couple weeks in induced coma, receiving blood transfusions to help remove the antibodies causing the clots. So basically, they're trying to flush this crap out, and it's okay. Once it's in there, it's in there. You're not taking it back out, no matter how many times you try to add new blood for old blood and try to clean things out, and try to make it happy and not all jacked up, and give it a case of sound guy, no. Okay, I don't think she was going. I think she was kind of already jacked up, right? So anyway, the husband stopped working to care for the wife, and they said they're not anti-vaxxers, believe they were misled about the safety of the jab by the government. Well, you're now anti-vaxxers because you guys got hosed. The government say they received a no-fault £120,000 payment from the government. It's about $160,000, $140,000. That's nothing. Offered those who have been made severely disabled by the result of the vaccination. Their families have been killed by the jabs. The couple says some falls far short and the lowest. Oh God! The couple says that some falls far short of their lost earnings. As a result, they're taking legal action against AstraZeneca. Yeah. Okay. Now this is the part I'd love. The little kind of let's get this all cleaned out. Quote, while there's only a relatively small number of people injured or worse, it's incumbent on our government to take care of very few people who've done the very right thing for the government and society, and they got the jab. Ugh. So they moved back to Brisbane in Australia to be close to the sport offered by family and friends. They are screwed because the government then just drags it out, and then doesn't do it because, well, they can do these things. Yipes. Ugh. Let me scroll. Oh, yeah, I got a quick one for you here. This one coming in, and this is badass. There's going to be my stinger on the end here for Maryland. So I'm going to make this basically my last story. Why? I could do that. It is what it is. Anyway, so look at the things as it is. In my state of Maryland, there is something called an HQL, or handgun qualification license. So you need to obtain one of these things before you can make purchases of firearms. Now, the thing about it is once you get one of these things, you got to go through a process. You got to do some training. You got to prove you can actually shoot. You got to prove that, you can do these things safely. Then you get fingerprinted. You get a little card. You have a number that's now on file with the system, and you basically have your HQL. Well, some guys in Maryland, and there's a group of people known as Maryland Shall Issue. I'll simply just refer to them now after as MSI. So they were suing the governor more. So freedom might be restored in Maryland, and it now has to go upon the onus of either an appeal or the Supreme Court basically telling Maryland, you're screwed. It's not going to happen any further. So the Court of Appeals holds that the HQL requirement is unconstitutional in MSI versus Moore. The United States Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit has just ruled that Maryland's handgun qualification license requirement is unconstitutional under the Second Amendment. That decision was issued in a case brought by MSI, Atlantic Guns, and several individuals all the way back in 2016. And I know Atlantic Guns. Finally, a decision on merits. Under the federal rules, the decision goes into effect 21 days to the issuance of the court's mandate. So the state has 14 days to seek en banc review, or that's basically, they basically complain, oh, it's going to create this trial issue and mayhem and murder when you can't do these things. So we basically have to fix these things so we don't have to not enforce this law. So if 14 days en banc review in the Fourth Circuit, if it does so, the mandate is stayed until such time as the petition is either a rehearing, either denied of or granted after rehearing decision. And of course, the state may also seek review in the Supreme Court. The court's published opinion can be found. The Court of Appeals order reversing the district court's judgment can be found as well. We will provide further updates as appropriate. MSI cannot bring such efforts without your help and support. Best to support our efforts is to join. So, www.marylandshallissue, all one word, .org/jmain/join-all-membership. Or just go on their website page, marylandshallissue.org, and give them some money. Why? Because these guys are doing a kick-ass job of telling, Maryland, you cannot do these unconstitutional things any further. So where are we at on this one? I think we're done. Yeah, I'm done enough for me, man. Okay, done enough for me. Anyway, Tuesday night, you guys hung out with me. I appreciate your kind attention. It's coming on about 1 hour and 16 minutes. So I need to roll out before I keep you guys too late. Truly appreciate the kind attention you guys have. Many other places to go. You guys decided to hang out with me, so you get a gold star for attendance. I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If I decide to put up something else this week, you will see it thusly. I appreciate your kind attention. I'll catch you guys next week, and have a good one. I will see you guys then, and eat good, keep your family rings always. You know what, you love it, and I will see you next time. Have a good week, good Thanksgiving, all the rest of the good stuff like that there. Don't eat too much bird, okay? See you guys next week. Catch you guys later. See you guys.